I have been free soul, actually, especially in the initial days, and a fearless one. And I can now definitely say that. I think it's a fantastic thing, and also it's a very destructive thing. Human brains are completely developed at the age of 28. Maybe my brain was not developed enough to know that there were wrong things that were happening.
कोई ऐसा रिजेक्शन है जो याद है?
एक गाना मैं नाम नहीं लूंगी, but उनके पर्सनल खुंदक की वजह से गाना हटाया, गाना चला नहीं. Why will you play a girl who has been molested and raped? That's basically was a myth that's going to ruin your acting career. But that was never my agenda. But the biggest struggle, I think, after becoming successful, first, of course, to maintain it. Second is to not lose your mind. तुम्हारा पैसा है, तुम जो करना है करो. Because when you have the stress of not having money, you're forced to do work that you don't want to do. Like, I want them to know what my sensuality is. I want them to know how I see love as. I want them to know how my anger is. I want to express these things. That people are so into fitness. It's not about के muscles बना लिए हमने, इतना protein shake ले लेके तेरी तो. It's not that. And nobody ever experimented with my voice the way Jigar and Sachin, they did that. Last year birthday party, I had beautiful caterers, beautiful guys who were like, they made the hospitality the most beautiful thing. Everybody talked about it. He's saying that, ma'am, अगर आपको अच्छा लगा हो तो आप अगर कुछ tip देना चाहे या कुछ बोलना चाहे. And I'm like, मैं क्या टिप दूं आप लोगों को? आप लोगों ने इतने अच्छे से काम किया, ऐसे ही काम करते रहिए, बहुत आगे जाएंगे. I gave a lecture to them. My band, they were like kept at the backstage, उनको जाने ही नहीं दे रहे. अटका कैसे घेर के, they were held like that. बेचारे, उनमें से तो 2 लोग पहली बार मेरे से सब बजाने आए थे, उसके बाद कभी नहीं बजाए मेरे साथ.
Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of the music podcast. आज की हमारी गेस्ट बहुत स्पेशल है. मैं एक्साइटेड तो हुई, थोड़ा डरा हुआ भी हूँ क्योंकि मैंने उनके साथ काफ़ी टाइम बिताया है और स्पेशली मेरे इनिशियल डेज का आई थिंक 2006-07 से लेके 2013-14 तक हमने साथ में काम किया है. एक्सट्रीमली टैलेंटेड, नॉट जस्ट अ सिंगर, एन एक्ट्रेस, एन एंटरप्रेन्योर, एंड आई थिंक शी प्लान्स 3 ideas every month at least, since till the time I know her. And I am not going to say more. Let's welcome my own, very own, Monali Thakur. So Monali, a lot of people know you in various avatars. Some people know you as an actor, some know as a singer. बहुत लोग आपके साथ काम करते हैं जिनके लिए you are the source of revenue for them. They are family members to a lot of people. So everybody have their own idea about Monali Thakur. Mm-hmm. But who is the real Monali Thakur?
Oh man, if I say, it's gonna sound so cliche.
That's fine.
Actually, a scared little child.
Why do you say so?
Because I think as I have been evolving or growing as a human being, what I used to think, I think every human goes through that, and age or experiences and happenings in life teach you or make you evolve. So for me, this whole journey of life has made me realize what my, I think, priorities were. So when I realized that the things that actually make me happy, I'm quite far away from them. They are the things that I had when I was in my school days. So that is what makes me like a scared child. But it's much better now. And I think we all are, in the cities specifically. True. Whether we acknowledge, whether we realize or not, we kind of are. And I do not want to be that. I want to be that happy, crazy child, which I am, again, back on track with.
Well said.
Yeah.
Monali, you've done a lot of interviews. There are a lot of articles about you. बहुत information है. Then I'm actually asking you to do this. That if you have to explain your journey, हर इंसान की journey में ना कुछ important points होते हैं. कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट लोग होते हैं, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट लर्निंग्स होती हैं, कुछ ऐसी गलतियां होती हैं जो आप करके वापस करने का मन करता है. सो इफ यू हैड टू गो बैक, फ्लैशबैक में जाके, एंड यू हैड टू डिस्क्राइब योर जर्नी फ्रॉम बिगिनिंग टिल नाउ, हाउ डू यू एक्सप्लेन दैट जर्नी?
I have been like this free soul, actually, especially in the initial days, and a fearless one. And I can now definitely say that. I think it's a fantastic thing, and also it's a very destructive thing if it has to be.
You've always been a rebel.
Rebel, but it was not deliberately because I want to be a rebel because it's so cool. No, it is really not that. I became a rebel probably for many, but what I mean to say that like the way it is for girls is very different. And I'm actually in a very strange, I was part of a certain era, and I'm also part of this era. Hopefully, I'll be part of the next era, whatever now the eras are also shrinking in size, no? So because of that, the experiences which I had in the initial days of my career are so different.
True.
That point of time, the challenges were different. Also, where I come from is a very humble, simple, middle class Bengali family. Udhar, matlab, my first kiss was when I was 23 years old or 22 years old. I think you even know that. Even ये सब नहीं करना. I still remember this. गाड़ी में डांटा था मुझे. ये अभी कुछ नहीं. Focus करो career में. Like my chacha ji, like a dear friend you had told me, because you used to manage me at that point of time. Ah, yes. And you were so sweet. You actually got flowers because you knew that I had a hard You were like, ठीक है सब ठीक हो जाएगा लेकिन अभी नहीं अब काम पे focus करो. I don't know if you remember that.
Of course I remember that.
I will never forget that. So yeah, I'm saying that then there are people like you, and then there are also people who are very toxic and really, sorry, but pure shit. And Tab, I was so, you can say that we actually, that innocence was there, that unawareness, which we sometimes also mistake as innocence, that was also there. We were not made aware of many things. And I was always in a very protective family. And then protective surrounding. And then suddenly when I was pushed into there were such unpleasant experiences. Kind of, it kept building up. And I never realized. So to acknowledge it, I had to be aware that, okay, something wrong is happening with me. I never realized that. Because I was, I say, or sometimes when you get scared and you feel that you're violated, we are so scared. That's the child, scared child.
True.
And that's over the years, that scared child's become, it gets more scary for the child, All those years, I always thought I was blissfully away from, or people could not. But I was so stupid. I never realized that kind of had a massive impact on my brain and my way of defending or saving myself as a soul. बोलते ना अभी जैसा my mind is now, if somebody comes, I will probably kill. Not kidding, but won't dare to, because I will be able to protect myself with a certain kind of energy that I'll emanate. But at that point of time, maybe I could not. Eventually what happened is that when it came from the industry hardcore, from people very, very powerful and influential, who could take real important decisions and can be so vindictive to actually ruin somebody's career or at least attempt to do so. Just वजह से I had come to Mumbai as an artist, and I always knew, everybody said you should act, but I always knew I will pursue music. That's why I never, this, I never myself went to become an actor or anything. It came my way and I tried to respect it as much as I could. I came with a lot of excitement and hope and respect and love towards even the industry, towards the whole, the whole idea that we form of the Bollywood music industry. True. When I came, and over the years when that happened, and as I grew and evolved, human brains are completely developed at the age of 28. That's the information I had from one of the doctors. I came before that. So, of course, probably, I'm trying to say, maybe my brain was not developed enough to know that there were wrong things that were happening. But eventually what happened is I kind of started not liking the industry, and my love for music and the craft had been a lot, immense, forever. So मुझे लगा मैं क्यों इधर करूं? ऐसा हो गया था मेरा, जो किसी को होना नहीं चाहिए. No artist should ever reach that point. For me, all these years, I don't know if I confused you, no. But this is one of the main things where my respect for the industry kind of disappeared.
I think आपने बात किया your spiritual side. So you mentioned about industry being toxic. Okay. थोड़ी देर बात करते हैं उसके बारे में. कुछ specific बात बता सकते हो जिससे आपको कुछ पता चला हो, या आपने कुछ सीखा हो, या आपने अपने आप को हैंडल करना सीखा हो उस इंसिडेंट के बाद कि यार this is the way I need to handle and I keep my peace of mind.
Learning has been from every step. That is again up to us, whether we learn or we ignore or we move on or whatever. True. But I think one thing that in all these years, as I'm saying, the whole metamorphose of me as a person, where because of which, after so many years, I'm being able to express music, and I could take a decision where I can pursue music the way I want to, which always should have been the case. But again, the whole the way our industry is. What I mean by that is like the Bollywood music scene being the mainstream music industry, and then the independent scene pehle gayab ho gaya tha, abhi aaya.
Correct. No,
So
it's,
that any which way, that whole system does not allow any musician to express their thoughts. We are any which way expressing a film situation. उसमें अगर कभी हमारे थॉट के साथ टैली हो गया तो लक की बात है, बट अदरवाइज दोज आर सिचुएशंस क्रिएटेड बाय द राइटर्स ऑफ द फिल्म, बट नॉट द आर्टिस्ट्स थॉट इन अ वे, राइट? सो वो सब रियलाइजेशन भी मेरा धीरे धीरे आया, बिकॉज आई थिंक आई ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू बी वेरी, यही मेरा पता नहीं, एवरीबॉडी ऑलवेज सेड आई वाज कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ, ये है, बट ये मैं डरती थी. आई डोंट नो व्हाई, बट ऑलवेज ये डरती थी मैं to open up completely as an artist.
You think there is a pay disparity between male and female?
ये क्वेश्चन पूछने में भी शर्म आनी चाहिए. थिंक क्या होता है? You don't know.
Have you faced that?
Of course. ये तो
ऐसा दुनिया में कोई बंदा नहीं जो रिजेक्ट नहीं हुआ हो, तो आपको भी रिजेक्शन हुआ होगा. कोई ऐसा रिजेक्शन है जो याद है, और हाउ डू यू हैंडल इट?
I handle it very nicely. I'll tell you why. Because I'm such a, अरे मैं फिर से गाली देने वाली थी, अपने आप को नहीं दूंगी. No, this is my Scorpio वाला side. It's like जब भी एक ना, मैं नाम नहीं लूंगी, बट वो समझेंगे अगर ये एपिसोड देखेंगे तो. Many times this happened that they have उनके पर्सनल खुंदक की वजह से, नॉट फॉर माई वॉइस, पर्सनल खुंदक की वजह से गाना हटा है, गाना चला नहीं. बट द कॉम्पोजिशन ऑफ द सॉन्ग वेरी नाइस. मैंने कहा ले भाई, किसका नुकसान हुआ, मेरा क्या. पर मैं ऐसे बोलती, बट या आई थिंक व्हेन लेजिटिमेट लाइक फॉर द सॉन्ग, इफ माई वॉइस इज नॉट फिटिंग, मैं खुद ही बोलूँगी भाई आई एम नॉट द वन फॉर दिस, माई इन दिस स्केल माई वॉइस डजंट, इट्स नॉट हैपनिंग, तो मैं वो खुद ही बोल दूंगी. तो मेरा उतना तो मैं सोचती नहीं हूँ.
So you don't really worry about rejection, you just take it lightly. कभी आपके फेलो आर्टिस्ट के साथ झगड़ा हुआ है, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हुआ है कभी भी? नहीं.
मेरे साथ झगड़ा हो तो खत्म हो जाएगा उधर, वो वहां तक पहुंचती ही नहीं हूँ मैं. लाइक एक्सट्रीमिस्ट ना. सो मैं झगड़ा वगैरह, माई झगड़ा इज ईदर आई विल बी क्वाइट एंड आई विल बी लाइक ओके आई विल स्क्रू यू ओवर लेटर ऑन, यू नो, बट वो सब कभी नहीं होता. आई एम अ वेरी हैप्पी पर्सन.
एंड डू यू थिंक इस इंडस्ट्री में इमेज बना के रखने का एक प्रेशर होता है? You have faced that pressure ever?
आने ही नहीं दे अपने तक, तो इट्स ओके.
Do you think people have that pressure of, you know, being someone?
Yes, I have seen. हमें से रिया तुम जी, मैं मनी मान सोच रही हूँ जी कैसे रहे हो, कैसे कर रहे हो, सांस कैसे ले रहे हो. If you cannot be yourself, how the hell are you breathing? What are you doing? This is one life. You don't know whether you have the next day or not. So yeah, it is real, and I think it's very stupid of people to waste their life like that.
Being yourself is not something which we are taught in our childhood, especially in humble families. हम लोगों को थोड़ा सा बन के रहना पड़ता है, थोड़ा सा इससे डरो, ऐसा हो जाएगा, वैसा हो जाएगा. तो you get used to being that. लेकिन जब बाद में एक दिन पता चलता है कि यार I can be myself.
Correct.
I should be myself.
Correct.
And that is the time I think you realize and you go back and look at everything in a very different lens and perspective.
Correct.
So about your acting career, you chose to do a movie at the middle of your super successful singing career. I think at that time you were having hit after hits, and
चालू हुआ था तो हाँ.
you were doing a lot of concerts. Is primary source of revenue for most of the musicians in the country. And it was a very difficult decision for you to leave that to go to a shooting schedule. I actually want you to, you know, share little details about the whole journey, how you decided to do acting.
मुंबई आने से पहले I had actually done this series in Bengali for a Bengal linear TV channel. So udhar I first day when they tried to audition, because my baba was part of the industry and all that, so they thought that her face suits, and they also, it was for Indubala Devi and she was like an iconic musician जो ठुमरी गाती थी and all that, so they also bonus था कि मैं classical गाती थी, who can sing as well, yeah. And I was horrible on the first day, but then when they already knew that they thought, but then I think I bloomed, and for myself also, and the amount I loved facing camera, playing that character, I loved it. But still, I don't think I had the courage to pursue the struggle that I already at that point, I don't know how I figured out it will be more difficult. But somehow I think it was the energy. I think it was there in the universe and it had to come my way. You are correct. जब मैं मेरा career music का सब गाने हो ही रहते, because at that point of time the career was about playback recording artist for film songs. तो तब उसके बीच में yes, this came by also because we were in a party and Nagesh saw and he just auditioned because I had that also. तब ना वो series की वजह से मेरा training हो गया था. All the because serials in such low budget but quality of production still very good because creative Bengalis and all period based था. तो बहुत कुछ सीख गई थी. Like all the technicalities I had to learn as an actor, I learned in that whole series का phase. So Nagesh sir का वो Lakshmi came by me and I never worked thinking this is going to make me famous. That has always been the case. Any project, it has to serve a purpose that is for me. It is not for other people. वो अगर अलग है वो अलग है. But so Lakshmi was also like that. Like I remember when the film and the poster had released, one of the biggest superstars at this point, of the heroes, one of the biggest heroes. And he's a wonderful guy. I won't take name. And he say, ऐसा face poster में डालेंगे? Because there was no makeup, there was nothing. And at that point of time, nobody dared to do that. Why will you play a girl who has been molested and raped? That's basically was a myth that's going to ruin your acting career. You will not become a heroine. But that was never my agenda anyway. So
I
yes.
remember लक्ष्मी के टाइम पे दो चीज मुझे पर्सनली याद है. एक तो me, you and Nagesh sir went to Guwahati to do promotions. We went to Kamakhya Mandir together.
Correct.
We had that Assamese thali.
Khamiya
food thali.
Correct.
And then Nehru Center में screening थी. You
correct.
and I went with your mom, auntie के साथ.
I don't know how Ma watched it, but anyway.
And I was crying because there was an emotional connect, and you suddenly see, somebody who's like your sister or your friend, and she is being, you forget
Going
that
through
there is
all
a character
that.
going.
Correct.
That is the first time somebody close to me was being
Now I
projected on the
remember.
screen. Yeah.
No.
And you were laughing. Okay.
No, I think I remember. I think I told you that. अरे ये तो
That's
ये तो
movie,
चरित्र. हमें तो चाहिए something like that. Either you or I told one of my school teachers. I don't remember.
Correct.
So yeah, so Lakshmi was. I was happy. I'm privileged that it came by me because it introduced me to some really strong women, and I had no idea of what strong women were before I actually met these women. So what happens is humbles, grounds you so much. It's ridiculous. That was one of the. I think Lakshmi के लिए मुझे कोई पैसे नहीं मिले थे. I did it for company. You know that.
Yeah.
And you were very frustrated. सारे shows जा रहे नहीं करो, झगड़ा भी हुआ था उसको लेके भी हुआ था कितना. But that experience taught me things that otherwise it was impossible for me to learn. It made me respect women, understand what strength is, learn how to be strong. The big journey began there. I was very young still. Yeah, Lakshmi was quite special.
So आपके हिसाब से सक्सेसफुल होने के बाद का स्ट्रगल क्या है?
सक्सेसफुल होने के बाद का स्ट्रगल खतरनाक स्ट्रगल है वो तो, क्योंकि तब खोने के लिए बहुत ज्यादा रहता है. उससे पहले तक तो खोने को गया है. So you only will gain. What else will happen? But the biggest struggle, I think, after becoming successful, whatever the success is to first, of course, to maintain it. Second is to not lose your mind. Because the moment that jump happens, it is a big jump. You get a lot of money. You get so much importance from so many people. तुम ये बोलो तुम्हारे लिए वो हो जाएगा. ये सब more or less होता है basically. Even you used to tell me not spend, but fortunately मेरा balance हो जाता था. But
I remember once we fought.
I know. Many times we have fought. But anyway, London we went, did a show, पैसा खत्म. उधर ही उड़ के आ गया पैसा. Remember, you were like, what
I remember once you were buying a flat in Kolkata, and I was so pissed.
But that was such a nice decision. See?
Bangladesh, Dhaka airport.
But it was a nice decision.
I didn't speak to you for like a couple of hours.
I didn't even realize. I just picking it. So सबसे important है कि अपने सर पे ना चढ़ जाए. ये बहुत और लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता. This is human being. This is the basic.
It happens to all of us.
ये समझते नहीं हैं लोग. When you are on that high of all that's happening around you, the privileges that you're getting, the money, everything, you are gonna, up. That is the most important thing I will say, because what happens is you kind of then go away from your music you have to have a simple heart. हमेशा ना, especially art form, audience connect with anything that is real. मतलब आप audience को बहुत पैसा देके promote करके थोड़ी देर तक कहाँ से तो भटका सकते हो, उसके बाद नहीं भटका सकते हो. ये से ऐसे बहुत examples है. ये बेसुरा है, ये बेसुरी है, ये सुरीला है, ये सुरीले. It does not matter. Something is connecting. It's because something came out from a real space. With whichever emotion that is, whether it's anger, lust, this, that, whatever the love, whatever the hell it is, something that came out real, and for that, this, within whatever this abstract soul or whatever, it has to be clean. जो ना खत्म हो जाता है सक्सेस होने के बाद, लोग भटक जाते हैं, डिसिप्लिन चला जाता है, हर चीज अजीब हो जाता है.
So जब आप सक्सेसफुल होते हो, whatever that मापदंड is सक्सेस का, उसके बाद में आप अपना फोकस, अपना डिसिप्लिन नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए.
कभी नहीं.
एंड दैट्स समथिंग व्हिच पीपल मेक अ मिस्टेक.
पैसे को इन्वेस्ट करो.
हाँ, पैसों को वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए. बहुत मुश्किल से पैसे कमाई होती है.
और अगर उड़ाना है तो जाके जानवरों के लिए दे दो, जिनको चाहिए उनको दे दो. मैं कितनी आई एम सच अ नाइस पर्सन.
How good you are with money and numbers?
I used to be horrific, and you know that.
Yeah, but has it changed now? Because
I've gotten so badly screwed because I always have been callous with money. मैं बैठ के हिसाब नहीं कर सकती. मैं कितने पैसे आए हैं नहीं कर सकती, कितने जाए हैं और भी नहीं कर सकती. You know, so but unfortunately, me not keeping that on track, बहुत.
जैसे आप पॉपुलर हुए, पॉपुलर होने के बाद पैसा इनकम होना शुरू हुआ. ऐसे बहुत सारे सिंगर्स हैं जो आपकी तरह अभी आएंगे, वो पैसा इनकम करना शुरू करेंगे. तो उनको आप क्या सजेस्ट करना चाहोगे कि क्या क्या पैसे की गलती उनको नहीं करनी चाहिए?
You should always know how much you're earning and always respect what you're earning. करो अपने आप पे जो करना है, तुम्हारा पैसा है, तुम जो करना है करो. But make sure that because when you have the stress of not having money, you're forced to do work that you don't want to do. That breaks your confidence. That breaks your that zeal, you know. बार तुम्हें वो 20 साल 18 साल वाला zeal हमेशा नहीं आता है. आएगा मिड लाइफ क्राइसिस के टाइम पे. नहीं, always नहीं आता है. आएगी भी तो अच्छी बात है. But why put yourself through that? So it's very important to be smart with money, because any which way it's the time of inflation.
So abhi one of your biggest achievement is the national award.
For me, it's very different. My biggest achievement is something completely different.
What do you think is your biggest achievement?
To be the person that I am today, after whatever has happened in life. Everybody goes through their stuff, but whatever the person that I am, my energy, I've protected it. That's my biggest achievement.
What do you do to protect that energy now? I mean, what are the methods? What do you do?
That has been like, I don't know how many years process. It's animals, horses, like the ones that I was lucky to actually interact with, and they allowed me to. Dogs, cats, ये सब तो है ही. बाकियों के साथ मतलब इतने आसानी से you can't. Like, I don't know how to communicate with a snake, otherwise I would, you know. But
how do you communicate with a horse? Just curious, nothing with.
My most beautiful time with my own self is when I am riding these beautiful, or they're allowing me to actually sit on their back and have this bond with them. I wanted to learn how to ride horses. I always did, but I never got the scope to. I saw, especially in India, and it breaks my heart because I really want my country, which is a beautiful country, to start respecting animals. And there are very kind human beings also. But yeah, I can't explain. It's just sad. The way we treat animals is not okay for me in any form. Similarly, most of the horse riding places where I've gone, they will hate me, but it is reality. They know I've told them on their face. It's the most painful, brutal place. For those races, for even polo and all, you know how much these horses are tortured. They are nature's creatures. उनको बनाया है वो जंगल में, उनको छोड़ो. They are supposed to just run. उनका कुछ नहीं करना होता है, वो अपने आप घिस जाते. That is how they are. We have enclosed them and we push steroids. This is what humans, this is the reality, the harsh freaking reality of these things. And I hate it. They're incredibly, like I said, they're incredibly intelligent beings, creatures, right? उनका एक लाइफ से जब तक वो लोग बहुत जोर से भाग सकते हैं, उसके बाद they are not useless. So they're sent for these schools इधर, सस्ते में उनको खरीद लेते हैं with their objects. It's a disgusting business which I detest. I hate. And I really hope and pray that my government really, really, really makes harsh rules and laws to protect these beautiful souls, harmless souls. ये torture जो ये कितना barbaric है ना, ये कोई सोच नहीं सकता. Genuinely बोल रही हूँ. So it's very different from what I'm talking about. I don't want to ride with all these things on them. I don't want to ride on a saddle. I just want to learn and make myself strong enough, make my legs strong enough that I can balance without these. And I can just ride without any of those things. Just us bonding, that he trusts or she trusts me. I trust him or her, the horse I mean. But I wanted to tell you, this race course thing, it's a very bad place. it's just sick. So anyway, interacting with these beautiful souls kind of keeps my soul and the energy protected, takes my sadness away, takes any kind of toxicity that's thrown at me away. And not just dogs, I'm talking about most of the animals. It is just I learned how to be from them, not any human being anymore. Sorry, but true.
How important is your team in your life?
Very, 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 very freaking
Can you
important.
talk a little bit about your current team? Who is doing what and
सब डांट खाते रहते हैं, बट प्यार से दिल से डांट खाते. वो देखेंगे तो आप लोग समझोगे क्या बोल रहे हो. यही कैमरा मेरे ऊपर है. आई कांटेक्ट देके बोल रही हूँ, समझ लो. अब मैं तुम सबको बचाऊंगी. I'm kidding. No. I think for me as a person, I can only function when there's happiness or there's every emotion is real and true. There's no fake pseudo nonsense or that is toxic for me and I cannot handle that. तुम गाली दो मुझे, मैनेजर हो, गाली दो के बोलो कि तुम बहुत ही वाहियात हो, तुम अगर ये करोगे तो तुम्हारा नहीं होने वाला, ये करो. This is what I want for every, and them telling me and me, I also speak like that, and fortunately they get the vibe now.
See, I spent almost 6 years with you, maybe more.
6 साल?
6 साल तो non-stop.
अच्छा हाँ, काम.
And I know you since 15 years. And
Yeah.
as a manager, I also feel that most artists are eccentric. You must have also felt that. And you always...
No, eccentric people don't feel that they're eccentric. They think the rest of the world is crazy because that's my normal.
Yeah. So, I just wanted you to touch upon the point that it'll help everybody around artists to be able to understand them and deal with them. What goes on in an artist's mind?
See, सबसे पहले तो, which you actually had said, which is correct. You have to stop judging, which you also correctly said, artists. Or even you have to, चलो एजेंट का सेल्स वाला होना जरूरी है, but managers, it's a role which is a crazy role. That's why it's a very difficult role, because you have to balance both the worlds. You have to allow the artist and know how to manipulate them in a way to limit the so-called world ki eccentricity ko, so that things get done. What I mean is like managers, when they're taking a decision for an artist, suppose opportunity ko figure out karne ke liye, when you said that opportunity and the artist, वो भी right amalgamation के लिए, the manager also has to rise above the normalcy to that eccentricity somewhere around, to know that okay, this part of the eccentricity is going to blow this up. हर एक आर्टिस्ट का पागलपंती, जो हम so called पागलपंती बोल रहे हैं, वो यूनिक है to that person. And you, if that does not exist, then you don't have an artist, you will not have any creative stuff. It is real. और ये कोई privilege नहीं है, ये तो normal इंसानों को समझना जरूरी है. Don't be so stuck up with yourself. You live your way, let the other person live their way. उसमें artist eccentric हो कि तुम normal हो, तुम eccentric हो, वो normal है, does not matter. Any which way motto evolved इंसानों का वही होना चाहिए. Let live and let live.
Monali, हम थोड़ा सा ना specific सवाल पूछूंगा. What are you doing right now? The most important question.
I just finished my EP. I don't know when you guys going to release this episode. So, but by then, hopefully, if I've released it already. But I am very glad, finally, I have my songs ready, which मैं मुंबई जब आई थी ना, playback तो था उस time पे था, but my first deal
you
was
like
actually
the word
for
playback, no?
Yeah, you remember, I do not like that word.
Recording artist.
Yeah, thank you very much. When I had said that, one media house, one of the mainstream media houses had written nonsense about me कि ये गाना नहीं गाना चाहती, playback नहीं करना चाहती. मैंने कहा यार, मैं बोल रही playback मत बोलो recording artist. But thank you. So my EP is what I'm thrilled about, because my whole musical journey, I know every day I get messages, this, that, blah, blah, why are you not singing? Why are you not doing this? मैं गाऊंगी, गा चुकी हूँ, निकालूंगी. I just want people to know what I'm feeling. Like, I want them to know what my sensuality is. I want them to know how I see love as. I want them to know how my anger is. How I want them to know about my road rage. I want to express these things just through cool sound that I like listening to or vibing to.
Can you share more details about the EP? कितने गाने हैं? कब तक
Abhi
expect
tak
कर सकते
4. We are now in the stage where we are trying to figure out how to release it, who will release it, what blah blah deals and all that. But abhi khatam ho chuka hai. So 4 full tracks, and I think one now. I just few days back I decided I'll do an intro, which now I've started working on. It is just a 1.5 minute intro.
What do you think about autotune?
It's a phenomenal software. Why the hell? What is the problem with autotune?
Just a lot of people, don't
It's because of lack of awareness how you're using
you
it.
use it.
Autotune, of course. So when we have electronic production, how the hell are we gonna keep a raw voice? एक तो effects, अलग-अलग तरह के effects हो
It's
सकते हैं.
like makeup in a sense.
Yeah, so if you're gonna judge with that, then you might as well stop listening to music.
हाँ.
तुम लोग इलेक्ट्रॉनिक साउंड सुनोगे बट उसके साथ आवाज का तो मैचिंग नहीं होगा ना टू बिगिन विद दैट्स वन ऑफ द मेजर थिंग्स इनको पता नहीं है काम नहीं करते ना सेटअप पे तो उसका मुझे तो गुस्सा आता है ना आई सी चलो फॉर्चुनेटली आई एम नॉट गेटिंग द बैशिंग ऑफ इट बट आई सी ऑटोट्यून वॉइस बिना ऑटोट्यून वॉइस ऑटोट्यून वॉइस और बिना ऑटोट्यून वॉइस अरे यार ऑटोट्यून इज नॉट द डेफिनेशन ऑफ गुड सिंगर बैड सिंगर
What is the most difficult decision of your career
ऑफ माई करियर
till date?
that I will be able to balance it while having a married life in Switzerland and also fly back and forth and maintain the career. That was not a very wise decision to think that I will be able to maintain that. It got very difficult.
So two things. One is you mentioned Switzerland. You're currently shuffling between Switzerland and Bombay as well, India.
But more in
What's
India
your
right now.
experience? Share a little more experience about Switzerland.
See, every country has its own fantastic, wonderful things, some not so wonderful things. I love that people are so into fitness. And it's real fitness. It's not about के muscles बना लिए हमने इतना protein shake ले लेके तेरी तो. It's not that. People are fit
So
because they
real fitness.
real fit, yeah. And I mean like really fit. तो उधर चलना, पहाड़ में चढ़ना, hikes, the fresh air, the water, जो अभी हमारे गांव में मिलता है, cities में नहीं मिलता है. That is something I really appreciate. Even their cities are clean. Switzerland has made me fall in love with nature because I was not exposed to that earlier other than vacations.
Which song which you have sung is most emotional to you? Like it's too special for you.
It's an unreleased song of mine that I had created after a heartbreak of mine, which is not released. One day I will release it.
Very soon. It's in the EP?
No, it's not in the EP.
So we'll have to wait for them that
Yeah,
little
but
long.
I will. The day I will feel right, I will release it.
Your best song in the career, as per you, is
Essay, it's a bit difficult. So there are many songs which never got promoted. What I don't know if people will even know or not. But every time Amit has given me songs, they have been...
Savarlu is-
Savarlu, to, of course, now again it has gotten viral, which is so nice to see that. Momo Ke Dhage, of course. He said hai, but I think you guys know these songs. But there also one song which is Sachin Jigar ka tha, Khol De Bahe Bol Ke. I thought that was such a... Because that was one of the most beautiful recording experiences I've ever had. I told this to Jigar also. Sachin ko bolne ka mauka nahi mila. Because the way they took... Because that was not my scale. And nobody ever experimented with my voice the way Jigar and Sachin, they did that. And it was very whisperish. And I knew, but I still... They pushed me really a lot to get that kind of a rendition. And I am so glad that they did that. I got that experience.
So since you mentioned about Amit, Sachin Jigar, and all that, you worked with almost all the music composers. If you define all these music composers, how did you define Amit Trivedi?
He's a talented, free-minded composer who deserves to be like the way he is liberated. He deserves, us as audience and industry, we should just support him to be himself and not stop him from letting his mind be out musically. That's what I'll say. He's a brilliantly talented guy.
Pritam Da?
Extremely smart, intelligent mind, incredible sense of music and musicality, and a very, very talented composer also. And yeah.
Sachin Jigar, you just mentioned, so I got...
Yeah, they're all, of course, they're fantastic musicians. So Jigar is a brilliant musician, and Sachin, they are both just brilliantly talented composers. I love them. They're amazing.
And currently, who do you feel is the future of the Indian music scene?
Future.
Yeah.
Oh, I think there are many. I think there are many, many people. I'm actually right now in the middle of developing something which I cannot talk about much. But finally, with getting to know a lot of Indian musicians that they're still not in the forefront like that. But there are many. That's the beauty of this time. It's the time for finally Indian music industry to have the ecosystem or the whole the possibility of it becoming one of the major music industries worldwide, globally, which I am dreaming for, and I hope that happens.
Can you mention like anybody who you think, yeah, this person is very promising, this musician, this
Abhi kya hai
artist?
na, it's more like how they are thinking and expressing this with the sound, with the. It's not about kya re kitna murki dekhe gana ga diya. It's not just about the vocalist anymore, right? Many Mitras, I really like their sound. It's new, it's cool. Aditya A, they all. There's so many artists. I don't know. ताबा चाके बोल के ताबा
Yeah,
चाके.
of course, I know.
There are many such. एक है Bengal का. They must be like school college kids who have no money. But गाना कितना cool है. I'm like freak. I want to collaborate with them.
And it'll be not right if we don't talk about your family. What is your, how will I say, it sounds very cliche, the impact of your family in whoever you are and whatever you do?
My father is one of the most intelligent, one of the most talented human beings I have seen in my life. Abhi, as I grow na, I can see that, oh my God, he used to be hyper and like micromanagement isliye because he knew that nobody had the capacity to do anything the way he can. Academics, sports, tiny little man, sports. This man's acting capabilities, singing capabilities, academics, the way he could figure out a problem, it's just presence of mind. That's something that you can't learn. That's something that's gifted. So Baba there. Ma, another beautiful vocalist. And so many things. It's so nice. I will share this. I hope that every kid, we miss out on these things. But if you open your sensories a bit and think what all things we actually get from our parents, and we get to know that once we are adults.
Much later, yeah.
And the things, my love for, say, वो लड़कियों का होता है बोलते, but no, mine is just a little bit notch up higher, like decorating things or aesthetics and all that. I think I get it from my mother, and I love it. So my family and Didi, because we have a huge age difference. Initially, Didi and we were not friends. She was like an elder sister who was always busy with her boyfriend, then who's now the husband. But now Didi and I are best friends. But this family is the reason that I could fly.
Okay, since you're doing independent music now,
Yeah.
you are getting into royalties and all the other things. Business में. So
I'm
मुझे
happy about it.
कुछ terminology बोलता हूँ.
God.
उससे समझ में क्या आता है मुझे बताना.
Oh God, you want to take my case now?
No, it's okay if you don't understand. It's fine.
But I'll learn from this. Yeah, roast me. It's okay.
So copyright.
Copyright, what it means to me?
Copyright क्या समझ में आता है?
It's a document or some kind of proof that I own the shit.
Okay. Master rights, recording rights.
गाला गाली बेरो बेवर. Master rights का क्या है सिखा दो.
नहीं तो.
What is master rights? Say what is master rights?
So whenever you have a final product of a song, the master.
हाँ.
So the rights of that master is master rights.
अच्छा.
Copyright
हाँ
is
ठीक है वो तो फिर मुझे पता था. हाँ. Okay. हाँ.
Sync.
Is it the sync rights or the Instagram and stuff?
No. So
No. Sync
slapping
is
of an audio to
audio
video.
to the.
Video.
Achha, that is sync rights.
That's,
Thank you. See, I'm learning. Thank you very much.
अभी आपने सबके साथ काम किए, म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री में काफी लोगों के साथ काम किए, तो
Really?
आपकी एक एडवाइस या सजेशन या कुछ भी उन सब के लिए. ओके, फर्स्ट ऑल द मैनेजर्स इन द इंडस्ट्री.
Oh, advice. Firstly, I'm a bit confused. In our country, what is the job of the manager? मैंने कल ही पूछा था management agency से, क्योंकि मैं confused हो रही हूँ. Who's an agent? Who's the manager?
Manager is somebody who understands the talent, who understands the opportunity, try to make a plan marrying both, and then achieves that plan. That's manager or management for me. And booking agent is somebody who gets you business. There are really good managers now, and I think it's growing up. That's why you see a lot of independent artists doing so much, because they're growing. Artists and manager are growing
Artist
together.
development is what needs to be focused on. I think वो होगा और भी होना चाहिए. Managers are still rare. Proper managers according to the proper definition that we are talking about.
All the music labels.
Get on the truck or the bus. Music labels, I think they are already evolving. They have already adjusted themselves.
You're being too nice to them right now.
No, because they're not being mean to me.
Okay.
For now. अभी मैं अपने गाने लेके जा रही हूँ ना, उससे पहले मेरे तो राइट्स थे भी नहीं, मैं क्या ही करती. उनके साथ क्या ही डील हुआ मेरा उतना.
Filmmakers.
What a time for you guys, with all the kind of incredible writers that are finally coming up. Brilliant scripts are finally coming up. Not many, but still coming up. Yeah.
Clients who books you for gigs and all other works, like advertising agencies.
Please become a bit more responsible. We will also be. You can hold us accountable for not being professional, but you also have to be professional. And please understand, tech writers and all that shit is not for my pampering. It is for the show to be great. So please allow Indian live events to get better quality-wise and be at least somewhere close to the way it's happening in the rest of the world.
Audio streaming.
Oh, brilliant. You are an amazing... थोड़ा और पैसा दे दो. हाँ.
YouTube.
Please पैसे दो.
Okay. Social media platforms.
बख्श दो. Tired. Social media.
I actually spoke about social media. I want to ask you one more question. कि आजकल रील्स और शॉर्ट्स का ज़माना है. 2020 का ज़माना है. So आपको लगता है कि रील्स और शॉर्ट्स पे गाने पॉपुलर करने के लिए क्रिएटिविटी कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो रही है?
भाई लोग पागल हो रहे हैं, तारसिम. This is what I mean. It's so scary. Nobody is real. And I think people are already talking about it. वो करते हैं, but it's the not जो लोग झुंड में है ना, which is, it's like the crowd is being pulled to a very unreal life, and suddenly they'll become, that's why itna mental health issues, this, that, because they are detached. Nobody is experiencing anything. This is real problem na. Jitna हमारा attention span कम होता जाएगा, that's how much we are already getting effed up. We are just becoming abnormal. So फिर उसके बाद हम पैसे देके मेडिटेशन के लिए जा रहे शहर के लोग हैं. I don't understand this. अभी कोई चीज़ का वैल्यू इसलिए नहीं है because makeup is also filter. चलो मैं superficial से ही चालू करती हूँ. हाँ, गाना भी also like AI के नाते AI तो I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it.
That was the next question. Huh?
I'm so petrified with it. It's not funny. I don't know what kind of change is going to happen, where it's going to be disastrous. But हाँ, music का duration has gotten like, अभी 1-2-3 महीने 3 मिनट का गाना उससे ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकता. अभी 2.5 मिनट से ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकता. मैंने कहा एक काम कर तू next मेरा गाना जाए. That's my song. Because I don't know after that what the hell is going to happen. What is going to be the duration of it? ऐसे 1-1 महीने में अगर आधा मिनट चलता गया तो बचता यही है ना.
Since you mentioned AI, what's your perspective on AI? Because people see it differently.
Art form सब खत्म हो जाएगा मुझे.
Is it really a threat?
Yeah, it is a big threat because human beings are greedy and we cannot control so many people worldwide, and there are many powerful people. The moment there's some kind of something, this is only going to distract. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of bashing abhi kuch kar nahi sakte, but this is a heavy duty discussion also in the bahar ke deshon mein, and I'm petrified. Whatever my little brain understands, what I want to have in my life is the real deal. I want to listen to music and actually listen to the human mistakes or see the human mistakes, feel them. I don't want robots.
See, a lot of people have a different perspective as well. I'm just adding to say that Google जब आया था, people were scared like this. Cars आई थी तब भी लोग डर रहे थे. Social media आया था तब भी लोग डर रहे थे. वैसे ही AI भी एक tool है. तो people will have to get used to it.
Correct, but that does not change the repercussions that these things also have had, na?
Of course.
So today, पहले क्या हमें environment बचाव करना पड़ रहा था? नहीं. और ये real है, right? पहले क्या we were struggling for fresh air? No, but we are. Do you think the major problem of our country, or places like, say, crowded places like, say, the third world countries, is about jobs nahi mil rahe. Or no, the major problem is there's only concrete, there's no fresh air, there's no fresh water to drink. That's become like a high privilege thing. That should be the basic thing.
True.
So when
it's a basic necessity of life.
So when I mean the bigger picture is actually the very simplest things, which we are fools that we don't actually address them.
You listen to a lot of music yourself. What is a playlist look like?
Languages that I don't even know.
Few songs which comes to your mind, which you're listening right now.
I have there are a lot of different kinds of Lorraine. There are a lot of different kinds of artists. I have a strange mix. और सब सोचती हैं गाने कहाँ से मिले, सब लेने की कोशिश करते हैं. But I think because again I have my Spotify. I don't know if it makes a difference, but some songs are available, some are not in India. But I have a lot of French songs. I have a lot of Indian. तो जब मुझे I love Arijit's songs, so I have certain songs of his जो loop में बजता है, लोग irritated हो जाते हैं. So I have played it too also, because that's for me. Specifically, there are certain songs which I think is the ideal example of how beautifully rich, at least in the commercial space, our Indian music is. And his voice is just he expresses real, and I love his voice. Eta o jane bhalo kore. His, and I've India में अभी फिलहाल वही है, and my Guruji's, Pandit Jagdish Prasad ji, and late Pandit Jagdish Prasad ji. I have, as I said, Lorraine. I have many European artists, because I think their sound, they're very free with what they want to say and do, and I like it.
Are you influenced by any international act? Do you like follow somebody, or these are the people who inspire?
There are many artists, actually, all these independent artists internationally, which are doing so phenomenally well, because I think the fact that they're independent, even if they have, suppose, a label to distribute and stuff, this is my request for the labels in our country also, is like to just I know कि आपका return of investment, this, that, figure that out with the artist. I'm sure they will be willing to. They also will have to live up to the business side. The managers will figure that out, or the agents will. But allow the non-film independent, non-film करो या जैसे भी आप लोग बोलो, independent artists को अगर support कर रहे हो, allow them to express themselves the way they want to. So you have to take that risk. And that every time we do take such risk, most of the times, it does function if you do it right.
But do you think the time has come now? Because
of course,
now you have Spotify, where artists can release their songs directly as well. You have YouTube,
of
you have social media and everything. And independent music is almost on the same level as the film music.
Yes. बहुत fast growth हो रहा है. You know it so well.
Yeah. So do you think the time for India has come to get on the global scale for Indian artists to come?
Yes.
And what is that change which is required for it to even fasten?
To dream big. Independent artists already दिमाग खोल के बिना ये बॉलीवुड से या जो बॉलीवुड म्यूजिक सुन के उससे बाहर निकल के they are doing what they want to do. That is the beauty of it. And it has to happen more. And the labels should support that instead of trying to make them sound like another Bollywood song. Then it's not going to work. And that's what is happening. And they can bash me for this, but this is reality. Also, when it comes to independent, it's not independent musicians and the music. It is not just about कि क्या beat use किया है या क्या गाना है वो बस. It's not just about that. With the international artists, there's also story around इसका breakup है, उसका गाना है ये. She suffered from a disease. She survived it. There's a song on that. My dog has died, a song on that. Allow the artists to speak that. Even if it is abstract for you, just take a leap of faith and let the artist tell that story to their fans. Because that connect is more than just the song itself. And when we have a storytelling like this, when the artist is telling a story through their EP, an independent artist, then it gets transformed to the live scene, where they're coming because they're relating to that story.
Yeah.
They're then grooving to that song. Or
relate to the personality as well.
Personality.
The whole feeling.
Then they are about, this is the whole thing you're getting. I'm yours. Which cannot happen. So rock stars, massive rock stars, pop stars, real definition से हमारा क्यों नहीं है? इसीलिए नहीं है क्योंकि ये कभी फिल्म म्यूजिक में थे ना सब. वो stories बोलते थे ना.
You listen to something else and you imagine something else, you know.
Yeah, so you never had to connect with the artist because the artist not telling anything about his own life, which is what an artist is supposed to do. That is how you have that crazy fan following. जो प्रॉब्लम क्या होता था चिंदी चिंदी चीजों के लिए जब ये लोग इधर घटियापंती करते हैं. आप अगर रोल्स रॉयस का पैसा ले रहे हो तो रोल्स रॉयस तो दोगे कि आप उनको ह्यूंडई देने वाले हो उसको सजा के थोड़ा पॉलिश वॉलिश करके. इट कैन shouldn't be like that ना. So the production or whatever the theme of the show, you have to and you can only demand that when we earn good faith, whether we're doing it abroad or we as a whole, like the जो divisions है live के, the promoters, उनका वो वेंडर्स लेना, उधर चिंदीपंती मत करो. आर्टिस्ट का प्रोफेशनल्स होना, वो पूरा एक्ट वैसे डिजाइन करना, वो क्वालिटी का डिजाइन करना.
It's all related to again the numbers and economy of.
Yes.
Everybody has to put together to sell more tickets, collect more revenue, you know.
Start that culture. My only thing is that
Taylor Swift recent tour is
huge, billions and billions है.
It's an impact on the economy straight away.
Imagine. So this is massive. That's the power of also क्रिएटिव फॉर्म ना. हम लोग
ना थोड़ी देर पहले बात कर रहे थे लाइव शो की, तो सबसे जो खतरनाक एक्सपीरियंस था वो बोलते बोलते रह गया था. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दैट एक्सपीरियंस.
खतरनाक काफी हुए बट वन ऑफ द एक तो यू विल टेल.
हाँ, एक तो वो मेरे ख्याल से हम लोग गए थे शो करने ट्रिनिदाद और शो करने के लिए हमने फ्लाइट लिया था बॉम्बे से एम्स्टर्डम.
नेवर एंडिंग फ्लाइट.
एम्स्टर्डम से कुरासाओ एक जगह था. सो कुरासाओ पे हॉल्ट था और कुरासाओ पे लगेज हमारा गुम गया और कुरासाओ से ट्रिनिदाद और हम लोग एयरपोर्ट पे पहुंचे, लगेज नहीं आया. 2 घंटे एयरपोर्ट पे थे. देन वी वेंट टू अ मॉल स्ट्रेट अवे, बॉट समथिंग फ्रॉम द मॉल, देन वी परफॉर्म्ड.
हाँ, नाउ बिफोर दैट पॉज उधर. उससे पहले एक्चुअली एक मेरा एक्सपीरियंस इंपॉर्टेंट है. दैट इज उस मॉल में हमने कपड़े खरीदने. देयर वाज नथिंग, नो, देयर वाज नो टूथपेस्ट, देयर वाज नथिंग विद अस बिकॉज़ दिस लगेज डिडंट कम. सो बाल भी धोने इतना लंबा करके कैसे. ट्रिनिडाड उधर. सो देयर स्किन इज डिफरेंट, देयर हेयर इज डिफरेंट एंड माय ओह माय गॉड. वो शैम्पू और उधर वो शैम्पू और कंडीशनर खरीद के मैंने लगाए थे. बाल जैसे आयरन देने के बाद जल जाते हैं ना, जैसे वैसा हो गया था. तो आई थिंक आई डिडंट बिकॉज आई वाज प्रोबब्ली अनअवेयर. तो मैंने कर्लिंग शैम्पू क्या खरीदा था मुझे पता ही नहीं क्या खरीदा था. खत्म हो गया मेरा. तो अब मैं स्ट्रेट करूँ और भी वो क्या अजीब हो रहा था. If you, I know there is a picture of that show. It was an orange thing. I remember. हाँ, मेरे बाल was like somehow I managed to do something. They were like poker straight, like ऐसे, like ऐसे. I can't explain.
And we went to the airport. जब एयरपोर्ट वापस गए तब लगेज लेके सिर्फ वापस आए.
But it was such a hectic one. No, but one of the worst experience I had was in Bangladesh. Unfortunately, people are very kind there to us whenever we go and perform. But this was a scary one because some Kolkata organizer or promoter event, whatever, he messed up big time. हाँ, वो चिंदी कुछ हजारों बचाने के लिए उसने 2 म्यूजिशियंस का टिकट लेट कर दिया. हम लोगों का होटल का पंगा कर दिया. तो होटल नहीं जाएंगे तो रेडी कैसे होंगे. हाँ, सो उसने किसी ने कोऑर्डिनेट किया नहीं किया. एंड देन आई हैड Palak as my manager, who is a girl. So we were there. Oh my God. So the band left. This was...
So the venue.
Venue was quite far away. And these guys did not guide us correctly. So there apparently was a ferry ride on that...
Shit.
वो ferry और ferry मतलब this is that ferry where you see in these dark Netflix movies, no? Where उधर मर्डर गला काट देते, वैसा वाला ferry था वो. मतलब वो मुझे पता भी नहीं था हमें. हाँ, so band तो पहुंच गए. अभी बहुत केओस हो रहा है. हमें होटल मिला बहुत घंटे बाद. तो रेडी होके वी आर रेडी नाउ, वी आर वेटिंग, नोबडी इज कमिंग. जाना किधर है. 2 लड़कियां कहाँ जाएंगे. कोई आया नहीं. हम लोग निकले. क्यों? बिकॉज द कॉल आया कि बैंड को उधर अच्छा ऑडियंसेस ने भेज दिया बिकॉज दे थॉट यू आर नॉट कमिंग. सो मोनाली दे हैव केप्ट अस हॉस्टेज. मैंने क्या हॉस्टेज? मेरे फुल बैंड वाज हॉस्टेज, केप्ट हॉस्टेज देयर. एंड उधर ऑडियंस खाली हो गया. I felt bad for the people also who were waiting for us to perform because of that one uncouth organizer or whatever. 1 or 2 were involved, I don't remember. And I'm like, so Palak was telling me, Monali, if we go, they're gonna keep us hostage also. I said, if I don't go, my boys are gonna stay there for...
They're hostage already.
Nobody knows what's going to happen. फिर एक ने बोला कि इधर गन है. मैंने कहा क्या बोल रहे हो यार, तुम लोग क्या बोल रहे हो? फिर मैं गई, सुनसान सब उधर गंभीरता के साथ they were waiting, and my band, they were like kept at the backstage. इनको जाने ही नहीं दे रहे, अटका कैसे घेर के, they were हेल्थ लाइक दैट. बेचारे उनमें से तो 2 लोग पहली बार मेरे से सब बजाने आए थे. उनको तो जिंदगी बाद उसके बाद कभी नहीं बजाए मेरे साथ. हाँ, बट इट वाज रियली बैड बिकॉज somehow they were still respectful. मैंने articulately बात किया, and then they let us go, but the organizer was kept for hostage for some time.
So अभी छोटे से सवाल है. Most embarrassing moment.
Last year birthday party, I had beautiful caterers, beautiful guys who were like, they made the hospitality the most beautiful thing. Everybody talked about it. हम लोग बहुत देर तक पार्टी चली, 4-4:30 बज गए. तो तब वो मेरे रूम में तब हम सब बैठ के ऊनो खेल रहे थे. ऑल माई क्लोज फ्रेंड्स वी वर प्लेइंग ऊनो. बोलते मैम अगर अब बोलो तो अभी हो गया तो हम जाए. मैंने कहा हाँ ऑफ कोर्स. एंड नाउ आई एम हाई बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स इट्स माय बर्थडे. आई हैड नाइस वाइन एंड ऑल दैट. आई एम लाइक बल्ले स्पेस में. सो दे केम लाइक, बोलते मैम अगर आप चाहो तो अगर आप एक बार बाहर आ सकते हो. तो मैं लिविंग रूम में गई उनके साथ. ऑल द बॉयज आर स्टैंडिंग हु हैड लाइक रियली मेड माय पार्टी अ वंडरफुल पार्टी. एंड नाउ दे आर वेटिंग द बार गाइज एंड द केटरर्स. एंड दे आर एंड द गाय, मेन गाय, ही इज सेइंग दैट मैम अगर आपको अच्छा लगा हो तो आप अगर कुछ टिप देना चाहे या कुछ बोलना चाहे. मैंने कहा आई रियली थॉट I said that my friends are standing, Shailu is standing here, Aditya, they are standing, and I'm like, मैं क्या टिप दूं आप लोगों को? आप लोगों ने इतने अच्छे से काम किया, ऐसे ही काम करते रहिए, बहुत आगे जाएंगे. I gave a lecture to them. Hardcore lecture. And I can see their faces. They were saying, they're like, I'm like, what the hell is this woman talking about? क्या पिलाया इसको हमने? वैसे मैं बहुत कुछ करती हूँ, अंत नहीं है. हाँ.
One small gesture which never fails to make you smile.
One small gesture. Kindness always makes me smile. Any form of kindness, it always brings a smile. It's hope. It brings hope, and वो बहुत अच्छा होता है. Kindness.
Success or happiness?
Happiness, any day.
And what does happiness mean to you?
Peace of mind, happy heart. I wake up happy. I'm hopeful for life. I look forward to the day, whatever it is, even if it is a free day. I'm just looking forward to life. That's happiness. Success is a part of it.
All the younger musicians, somebody wants to become a lyricist, a singer, like all the creative minds, and advice to all of them.
I always say, please stay true, evolve with time, learn about your own self, and keep your energy, your mind, your heart clean, because that's how, and be fearless in expressing.
Mona, thank you so much for your time. बात करके बहुत मजा आया. मैं बहुत डरा हुआ था.
Look at me, I wanted to crack up laughing.
It's a little weird for me to do this.
Look at your face. It is.
Okay.
I love it.
Thank you for being so blunt, so informal, and sharing a lot of new stories which I think people must not have heard. And I hope you enjoyed it too.
I enjoyed a lot. Thank you, Tarsame Mittal. Thank you. This was fun, and I'm glad I could be part of it.